This is start of week 4. Scratch all that. I did scripting the book with flash, not, whoa, words, okay. Hopefully before week 4. We'll see what I end up coming up with. We will end up seeing what I come up with, and I'll let you know how long it takes me to write it. You're getting the real me. This is like no makeup, nothing's done up or anything, and it's the start of week 4. But it is 10:10, so therefore I'm starting earlier doing my draft writing flash than I did just about any other time throughout this whole camp flash. Except one day, I think it was like 5 in the afternoon, and I immediately started writing it getting off work. So, today's prompt is a mistake that cost someone's life. As I was writing this down and the 10 words on my Word document, and I was already thinking about the prompt because of course, when I'm posting it on IG, it flashes across the screen. I can't miss it. But I do try not to look at the 10 words. But the prompt itself, I was like, that doesn't always mean death. It doesn't mean cost someone's life. It could mean like a severe change in their life. What is life? How are you living? There's people who believe quadriplegics don't have a full life, and actually when you are severely injured, you go through that process of what I imagine my life would be, it's not going to be. But that doesn't mean you can't have a full life. So it could be a situation of a transition here. And now that I've typed out the 10 words, the things that are going through my head is like, mostly because I've been watching a lot of mighty cruise ships on the Smithsonian Channel. I've been watching those thanks to my mother's recommendation. But maybe a ship cruise through the Everglades and they hit a block of ice, and maybe there is severe trauma from hypothermia or something that is lifelong. Or maybe because somebody who was already wheelchair bound trying to handle themselves in the water, maybe they weren't using their legs before, but now they have no legs because of hypothermia setting in differently when your limbs are paralyzed. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so these are just thoughts going through my mind. But that's the main thing I'm leaning towards, is not someone dying, because I feel that's kind of a gimme, but changing someone's life. And maybe that person coping with what life means. But then I'd be guilty to go into the cliche of the caregiver stories, like Me Before You, and there's a few movies out there that almost like romanticize being a caregiver and how the caregiver is completely unqualified for the job, but the person who is paraplegic or quadriplegic, they or just completely paralyzed, their whole body is paralyzed, there's like this romanticization of like helping them learn to live life a different way or something, and it's interesting, and I don't want to go that route. It's been done, so I'm not going to go that route. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with this, because I'm definitely going to be writing from a perspective that isn't mine. So I think I got an idea. I think it just clicked. Hopefully you saw that in my face. I want to see if it captured. Okay, let's get to writing. 20 minutes, and we're going to see how this goes. At least week 4 is starting off earlier than it normally does, except all the time that it took me to talk. So week 4, let's start, and then maybe I'll upload all my videos for week 3 so I could edit that and post it, before Sunday. Until I'm done. Hey, look at me writing and stuff. So in 11 minutes, I wrote 216 words. And you know what? I just want to share this one line I have. it's talking about the different characters' dreams and their friends, what they were working towards, and how this choice kind of affected all of them. And this person said, then I, the future Supreme Court judge, the one to finally protect humankind and not only the rich kind, was cut off from my parents and lost touch with all my friends. And I like that imagery of protect humankind and not just the rich kind. I feel it's a powerful statement and I'm kind of proud of that one. Like there's certain times when you write and you're like, that came from me, that I wrote that. And I'm just really happy with that phrasing right there. And that's something I want to keep. So when you're writing your own stuff, make sure you look for little things like that. Something that just makes you go, yes, that's what I'm writing about. That's what I'm going for. And I think if you keep giving yourself like pats on the back like that, it's harder to give up when you see other things like undeveloped plot or plot holes or like my problem where I write an entire dialogue scene and there's nothing else going on. They're not interacting with chairs or moving anything or at least drinking something or making facial expressions as they speak. Like there's issues and such. So find what you're doing right in your story and it's harder to stop writing because you're going to keep looking for that feeling, that rush of endorphins, I guess, from going, yes, I did that. That proud moment for yourself. We're going to go with that. And I'm going to call day 22 done, which is good because this weekend I didn't get all my work done and there's a lot of work due Monday. So when 5 o'clock rolled around, I was like, I'm getting off the computer. I'll just work this weekend. So I'm going to be working this weekend on top of doing Flash Fiction Live. My point is look at the positives as my point is look at the positives as well as the constructive criticism that you can give yourself. Day 22, done. It is day 24. I thought scripting the book was today, but it's actually going to be 31 July. So we have that going. So yesterday was day 23, and that is fine. I did Flash Fiction Live, where I did a test to see how close I could get to 1,000 words in 30 minutes by outlining first, and I got to 736, and I thought that was an interesting test. Kind of gives me an idea that maybe in 45 I could get to 1,000 words if I have a planned idea to go with. Oh, I still gotta post today's prompt. I haven't even looked at it. I don't even know what it's gonna be. And I got, for Critique Group Live, I got like 7 or 8, I can't remember. I think it's 7, no, 8 flash fictions to review or critique. And that's actually been really fun. I love reviewing other people's work. What I've been called is a developmental editor, and I kind of like that. Like, it was just, there was even this point where I had an off feeling about a sentence, and I just reworded it slightly and suggested that the author use that. So we'll see how many authors reach out to me after the scores are given up and the sheets are shared with them, the rubric that we have. And because I put on there, hey, reach out to me because I have a track changes version of your story if you would like it. So I'm interested to see if anyone reaches out wanting feedback. But it's been fun. Really enjoyed it, and I got like 5 more to read today on top of the flash fiction. My son wants me to play Legos with him. He's actually crying on the couch right now because I haven't played Legos with him yet. And I also have some work that I pushed off that I have to get done this weekend as well. So I'll be working as well. It's going to be busy, so it's okay. I'll get through it. All right. We're going to see how day 24 goes. I'll let you know, maybe when I actually start writing. Alright, it's day 24. I never posted on Instagram the prompt, so I gotta do that, but I'm also supposed to be doing a Twitch stream right now because it is 7:10. So we're gonna get through it. But hey, I got through work today, I got my kid bathed, people are fed, kitchen is clean. I'm good. It's good. We're good. Week 3 is gonna take forever to get uploaded, so it'll happen when it happens, but I at least edited everything other than my screen share of week 3 summary. So we're gonna see how that happens. But yeah, it's after 11. I'm going to bed because I got work tomorrow. And maybe I'll write tomorrow too. We'll figure it out. Alright, episode 151, day 25. The prompt is a fairy tale in a faraway land. As I posted this on Instagram, I was thinking, like, dude, that's practically like every high fantasy. And so now part of me wants to do the challenge of trying to make a high fantasy fit in 1,000 words with the magic system and everything. So we're gonna have plot holes. I already know that. We'll figure this out, but I kind of want to make that challenge. But I also might change my idea based off the 10 words I gotta include. We'll find out. I'll let you know. I don't think this is gonna be a big words per minute time though. 30 minutes later, 571 words down, and I'm really happy with this story. I didn't know where I was headed until I had a character join the story midway through, and then I understood what was going to happen because I had this frail old woman at a like fur pelts market. Well, she had a stall at the market, and some barbarians were like just being cruel and saying she didn't have anything, knocked her stuff down as they left, and just so many people walked by. She never once showed any discomfort, never once scowled at anyone, never once shied away herself. Even people were walking on her hands as she's trying to clean up, almost trip over her, scoff in her direction. Never once showed a slight inclination that it affected her. And then a young woman helps her. And the young woman wants to buy the entire lot. And she denies the payment. Even after the young woman sets a pile of coins in a coin purse onto the stack of pelts going, please let me give you proper payment. And the old woman says, you've already paid in kindness. And the old woman outstretches her shaky hand, and the young woman, seeing the glossiness to the old woman's eyes, thinks maybe she's blind and tries to reach out for her hand to guide her to the coin purse. But the moment their hands touch, there's a wave of hope over the young woman from the old woman's hand. And I love how I wrote it. And I'm just going to read it verbatim, and someone can possibly steal this, but at this point, I'm just proud it came from me. I don't care if someone steals it. Okay, I slightly do because I feel like this is an excellent premise. I say, she could begin to feel the desire of those around her, see the color of their hearts, hear where their eyes looked, tasted the tone of their words, and smell the purity of their souls. And I'm just like, that came from me. Holy crap, that came from me. The young woman blinks and comes around to it and has this new outlook on life. And that's when she sees words that she didn't see before on the clay brick that was behind the old woman's stall. And those words is the wow moment, the oh moment. And I find it very interesting. I feel like it's almost an origin story, and I would love to expand upon this more of what it would be like. Day 25 done, episode 151 done. And I also noticed I can't find what I wrote for episode 150. I know I wrote something, but I just got to find it. So I probably saved it in the wrong folder. So I'll be doing that and finishing up editing week 3 so I can post that soon. Hopefully before week 4 is posted as well. So until day 26 when I pick the camera up again. It is day 26, 10:20 at night. It's about time that I write a flash fiction where a main character gets rejected. Was going to go the cliche route of rejected in a relationship, but I'm going to try to think in other forms of rejection. So We will end up seeing what I come up with, and I'll let you know how long it takes me to write it. So it is now 12:22. It took me 15 minutes to write 291 words, but I didn't even start until 11:52. So I finished at 12:07. So technically, I started the Flash while it was still day 26. I just didn't finish it until day 27, depending on how you look at the division of days. Either way, it's done. I still count it done, and I'll post day 27 tomorrow after I wake up, and then try to get the prompt done. So, day 26, done. It is 10:42 on day 27. Let's try to knock this Flash out. We're going to see where this goes. Hopefully it's one of my quick ones where the words just flow the moment I start writing. We'll find out. Okay, so it took longer than I wanted it to, but 47 minutes, and I got 700 and some odd words. There were 700 and something words. I gotta look it up again so I can make a post on Instagram. But still, it was really good. And it could be an entire story idea, like a romance novel idea. I just don't know how plausible it is because it's dealing with lawyer semantic rules and regulations and laws. So I might have to get a lawyer friend to help me, especially if they know how to deal with last will and testaments and such. So it's interesting. I'm thinking about it. It's mulling over in my mind, and I can't believe where it came from. So, all right, day 27 done. Day 27 done, but now I got another book idea to add to my ever-growing list. I got a problem. Or it's not a problem. It's all how you look at it. Positivity, right? Day 28, it is 10:38. We're going to get through this. Got a timer set for 20 minutes. As you will see as this video plays out, and this ends up being a voiceover, I had 32 minutes, because I kept on adding time with the 20, but in 32 minutes I was able to write 559 words, and use all 10 words. I was kind of happy about that, but either way, got it done, and that means day 28's done, which means now I have week 4 to record. And I can tell you, I like the stats. The stats are looking good. Not as good as week 3, but they're still looking good. So, I'll go with that. And my equations are alright. So now I guess I should let myself share the summary.
I only did 7 stories. Yeah, 7, I can count. For week 4, but to me, week 4 is like a beautiful, happy medium between week 2 and week 3. Because week 2 was 4,100 words, 6 hours. Week 3 was 3,000 words, 2.5 hours. Whereas week 4 was closer to that 4,000 at 3,900. 941 to be specific, but at 4 hours. How it was exactly 4 hours, I have no clue, but it works. I'm happy with it because I actually included like the obscure times. Like I at least rounded to the nearest minute, even though I didn't do nearest like 5 minutes. So I'm happy with it. But I'm also happy with this week because some of these prompts could have been cliches, like mistakes that cost someone's life. You would think someone would die, but I didn't have anybody die. The main character gets rejected. You would think that's based on a relationship, but it wasn't a couple, like human relationship. It wasn't that kind of a rejection. It was like an initial rejection. Fairy Tale in a Faraway Land, I'm proud of myself for that one because I haven't done high fantasy, and I think I almost went high fantasy, and I have to come up with an entire magic system that hopefully doesn't have plot holes in it. And it actually scares me, but I find it interesting. Alone on a deserted island, I kind of challenged gender norms there a little bit. That was the things I was working on. Good reason to be. And it's just, I think that's what I like the most about all these flash fictions that I'm doing, because I've thumbed through a few times through this entire series of where I do a prompt and I go, hey, this reminds me of something I wrote. And I thumb back to a previous prompt and find it. And I'm like, yep, that is quite similar. It's interesting that I already went that route. I found it interesting that I'm still coming up with new stories. They may be similar. I mean, it's not exact. I have horror segments, love stories. I have really sad tragedies. Obviously, be a children's book. I mean, a lot of things that would keep me going. So I hope I continue going, and I hope I keep seeing the amount of time that I write. And this is something most writers will not say, but I will say it. I hope the time that I write goes down. But I'm okay if I only write 200 or 700 or 500 or 300 words in that time, if the time goes down. Because if I could get to 2.5 hours of writing a week and still feel like I'm a good writer, then I probably have a balance with my family. Not saying that writers that do more than that don't, but me, as someone with a full-time job and does writing on the side and editing these videos on the side and just trying to support my other writers and other friends and everything, and trying to spend time with the family and then just have me time, all those things, writing less is actually better for me. But making that writing meaningful is what fulfills me. So I hope I'm able to continue that. And I'm willing to talk to anyone that's down that same route as me. Maybe we can bounce ideas off each other. But I'm going to let myself close out week 4 because I consider it beautifully done at just under 16 and a half words per minute, 3,941 words for the week, and somehow magically exactly 4 hours of writing for the week.
Now that I shared the summary, here's the exciting part. I just got 4 days left to have this done. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay to just coast these next 4 days. The question is, am I going to take a break from Flash for like a week or so, or am I going to go back to 3 times a week doing a Flash? Or doing 3 Flashes a week, I mean. We'll see. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm glad to have another Flash fiction month under my belt, and I say that as if it's already passed, but it's not. I'm just glad I did this, and I'm really happy for what I gained in doing this as well. So, day 28, done. Week 4, done. Future video to come to summarize the entire month and what I kind of learned from it. Until then, hopefully you're doing great with Camp Nano Flash, Camp Flash, whatever you're doing with it, and I hope you all enjoy it. I'm done. I'm going to bed.